Hey, I gotta tell you, Bruce just restored this.
Everybody really remembers how this got here, but in 1978, when we had our homecoming, we had not only the float competition, but we also had the hall competition. Yeah. And we were here to the wee hours, painting everything, and these halls are tremendous, and there was a lot of stuff to cover. Back then, we could paint right on the walls. After that, they wouldn't let us do it because the paint got stuck in the grout. But we kind of worked our way down this way, and somebody said, you know, it was reaching like, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock. Somebody said, who wants to paint something up there? And I'm like, nobody raised their hand and said, all right, I'll do it, So from memory, the Bulldog that I had drawn many times, somebody came out and said, you got 45 minutes left, and I sketched it up there as fast as I could, and I got Tisha Altamar to come over and help paint the outlines, painted it all in, and we detailed it, and there it was. And then the next day we won, I guess, the competition, and then then we had to take all the paint down, and I think it was Lynn McCroy that came up to me and said, we just heard that the Bulldog's going to stay up. Wow. And of course I was, highly honored to have that be a part of the school for hopefully ever, but so
it's back.
Yeah. Well, I came back. I talked to the principal and asked if she would like for me to come back and redo it. So I got in touch with her and one of the art teachers, and got the students to come down. And about 20 students sat here and sanded up all the rough spots. We actually took away the back of the Bulldog. Originally came out to here, so it was sort of misshapen, and took off paint off of here and a couple places, and I took the original drawing that I had and laid it over top of this one, took the two and meshed them up in Photoshop and figured out where I wanted the new lines to go and redid it, and was here at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and Betsy Lancaster and she came just in time to help me put the red on it, and so that's it. So we had the class of 2010 along with Betsy and I finished it up, so hopefully it'll last another 30 years.
Why don't you get a friend so we can get a picture of you with
Sure. Yeah. Good idea.
So
would have been nice to put the initials back.
Well, actually, the class of 2010 is, well, we come up with an idea to paint like a frame around it, and because originally it said Bowie, and it said Bowie up here, and then it said 79 down here, and over the years 79 turned into 80, and people scratched it off, and so it's changed throughout the years. But we're going to they're going to have the other students do like a frame around it, so it says dedicated by the class of 79. And then below it'll say rededicated by the class of 2010 and 79. Cool. So that's what it'll supposed to say, but they didn't get the chance to do it before the end of school, and I was going to have the students do it because I really wanted them to.
Because we were the first ones to put that up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bruce did it.
Yeah, it was the night before homecoming, 1978. So. Move which way?
That way.
This way? Oh, you want me out of the picture? Oh, thanks a lot, dude. The magazine, can you draw this, And I drew it, and I just like, there's a parrot, pirate, bulldog, there's a couple of things, a pony, and I learned to draw them just from memory. But that night, my memory wasn't so good. I drew some of the lines out of place, but so.
At least it's not put his finger
I drive in and out of the
I don't know if this is taken or not.
Right.
Next to the college, I see that and I'm thinking it's really hard.
So we were told it would be allowed to stay up, but it needed to be retouched. So I enlisted Jeff Billings to help me out. And he and I were here after school one day at about 4 o'clock, standing right here putting some of the black lines back in. And somehow when I was painting, I accidentally flicked a little bit of black paint onto Jeff Billings. And as soon as I did that, he looked down at himself. He took his paintbrush and he held it right under my nose like this. He's going to paint a mustache. And I said, you do that, and I'm going to dump this entire thing of paint on your head. And Jeff Billings held it there for a second. He went, he put the mustache on me. He darted right down that stairwell. I ran right down here. And as he was going underneath, I took the entire thing of paint and shook it. And it went kablop. It was that tempera paint. And the big black blob hit him right in the head and splattered all around down there. And we thought, it's time to get out of here. Probably. And just about that time, I hit him in the head. Around the corner came a janitor. Was like, y'all ain't going nowhere. I was like, oh damn, we're busted. So he and I cleaned up the black paint off the floor down there. Probably took us another hour before we got out of here. And
you want to know something funny? He's absolutely right, because I was here. I saw that. I actually remember that.
And then it was funny, when I was painting here 2 months ago, I took a picture of just this area from there, and I sent it to Jeff Billings saying, know where this is? He said, I still put your mustache on better than you put my black hair paint on. Yeah, it was
Hey, Dave.